how have they been trying to make a name for themselves lately?
Absolutely, man. And I love seeing Kusi out at more events. This is a player that doesn't get to travel offline super often. I believe the last time we saw Kusi was Genesis, so nice to see him back at an offline event. And what's really great about this Riptide is this is actually the first RCS event since Genesis that had all of top 8 of Genesis present. So you know the hitters are out, and this is just to make top 8. One of these players could easily lose in losers and not even make it to Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the scary part of thinking about what the competition has been like for a lot of these top players this weekend. There is no shortage of threats that you're running into in bracket here. It is not going to be an easy feat in order to make it to that final day. And even then, you look into the loser side of bracket, and it's like a minefield for when you drop down in there.
Absolutely. I mean, let's look at some of this, right? So currently, we have ZB. Oh, actually, this is going to be the last qualifier, so the rest of top 12 already filled out here. We have MSB versus Cheesy to look forward to. HKP, who lost very early in this tournament on a hell of a run, is now set to play the loser of this set. You have Elkies, a.k.a. Hoppy, versus Plastic Dinos, and ZB versus Y, who is also on an incredible run this tournament.
Absolutely, and I mean, just the amount of names that we've seen fall in these recent matches that have happened. I mean, you've had Bookworm fall to Elkies. You've had Giga fall to MSB. Y has fallen. Oh, no, wait. Y's been going on. Never mind.
Oh, and MSB and Giga with a huge Game 5 set there. Y versus Gizmo, Game 5. Gizmo versus Cork, Game 5. Bookworm versus Durai, Game 5. MSB versus Audi, Game 5. Elkies versus Keeb, Game 5. I mean, just constantly throughout this bracket today is just these absolute slugfests. So not only do you have this extreme competition level to deal with, but you actually have the fatigue factor as well. Because some of these players were playing at 10 a.m. this morning.
I mean, that is not an easy thing to do with this level of competition because it's one of those things that you don't get to see right in front of you. It's one of those things that's kind of happening behind the scene. That mental fatigue just wears you down, and when you have this many best of fives, it's just that much worse.
I mean, that's what makes these first winners qualifiers matches so important, is it gives you basically an extra hour of rest. Because if you look at the fact that if one of these players loses, they have 3 or 4 sets to go still where they have to sit and ruminate on the fact that they didn't qualify for winners top 8, and they have one last set to play. This is really tough on everybody here.
Especially when you get into a match like this where you have Kusi on Ori and Soulrifle on Maypul, 2 very fast characters. You have to be thinking so fast in order to be able to react to so many of these options. That fatigue is just such an important factor to keep under control.
Misses the first time, gets it the second time. Kusi with only 24%. And this is crazy too, because both of these players have set wins on Cake Assault. These are some of the people that you really expect to give him trouble tomorrow if they make it to him. But one of these players is going to have to do it from loser side. They might not even get a chance.
I mean, it's not going to be easy for either of those players to advance because of the skill level that both these players have. They are both tournament-winning threats that you have to contend with right now.
That's such a big turnaround there too. Soulrifle has really been using that down special off ledge to really pressure opponents, and you see Kusi actually tech it into an up air.
It's definitely something that a lot of players have had to learn recently because it's not an option you see from Maypul too often, but Soulrifle has done such a phenomenal job pushing the meta of this character.
Well, and that's the crazy part too, is especially at this level, it's Soulrifle and who, right? You know, I mean, fours you have Cake, of course, and then Cork. You have Spiker as well. Like, there's a couple of people in the top 50 where you're like, this is this character. But Maypul kind of on his own there. I mean, you see Hoppy or Elkies use him from time to time, but you don't really see it at the top level.
And I mean, Soulrifle is just doing everything they can to try and take the stock off right now before they lose their own, because Kusi, once they get that advantage, their combo game is just on point to be able to carry you off the stage and get that damage going. Like right there, just backing off a little bit to bait out an option from Soulrifle and keep that damage coming.
Well, and that's what's so good about Kusi's play in general, is that you see how he uses the charge sign there and just waits constantly, just will wave dash back and let that just work as like an additional hitbox there, and it's just such good play.
Oh my god, that is a phenomenal call out with that parry on the side explosion. Gonna be able to create an opening to get the kill on Kusi, but Kusi answering right back, knocking Soulrifle off of that platform and keeping this game 1 even. I mean, just the movement is just so hard to track half the time between these two players.
Oh, they are flying at 1,000,000 miles an hour here.
And yet still able to get call-out parries like that on the drop-downs is just something that blows my mind. I mean, that's the scariest thing about fighting these players. It's like, yeah, they've got the speed, but they've also got the patience to back it up. So that paranoia that they just create in their opponents is just so hard to overcome for so many players. And those combo games coming out of Soulrifle are just too much to overcome right now.
That last stock was absolutely insane. The entirety of it on stage for Soulrifle, minus 1 up B, was nothing but strong attacks and then reseeds. Like, it was come back on stage, get tethered, get wrapped, off stage, seed, back on stage, get wrapped, up B, and then using the fair off stage. That was a crazy stock.
Yeah, and that's not something that's easy to do because each of those re-wraps, it requires a call out on what your opponent's going to do. So to be able to chain that many together is a scary thing to see this early in the match.
I will say I'm excited for this stage for Kusi. I mean, just two huge runways for Oris to get a head start on here, and I could see some very good off-stage extensions off this one stage especially.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could just go flying all over the stage with that center platform because it just gives you so much room to move, so many places to drop down. But at the same time, for Soulrifle, it just gives them so many opportunities to try and get some re-wraps with Lily on that center platform.
Yep. Back to back there. Soulrifle, man, looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, just this movement to be able to keep up with a speedy character like Ori is definitely helping them out right now. On top of that, just the control of those up airs as well in order to be able to get these recoveries is just phenomenal.
Keeping this advantage sequence going, a solid 60% in that stock just from that sequence alone.
Yep.
But Kusi more than ready for that tether.
Yeah, able to find the one opening they needed to catch.
Woo, the mix!
Oh my god. I mean, just the amount of re-wraps that Soulrifle has been getting is just amazing. I mean, this is Kusi we're talking about. This is not a pushover, and Soulrifle is just... These combos are just textbook.
Yeah, man, this is... Shippy is on another level right now. Because, I mean, you're right. This is not to make it out of pools. This is not round 2 or round 3. This is Kusi, one of the best players in the world, and Shippy is running circles.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Kusi's finally going to be able to get a bash here. Send Soulrifle down pretty far, and going to opt to tether back onto Kusi there. That is a rare option. We typically see Soulrifle just side B back onto the stage.
I think with where that bash sent him, he did not have a choice. All of the resources went to even getting back that far.
Yep.
Oh my god. The Shoryu call out.
I'm surprised that Soulrifle was able to slip past that with positioning of that tether because Soulrifle put them directly above Kusi for that.
Audi is punished, actually not Audi, excuse me. Kusi has punished that very, very well the last few times, but Soulrifle snuck by 2 times in a row there. And absolute vibes right now.
Oh my god, they are just loving this right now. And I mean, who can blame Soulrifle with the way this set is going for them? When you take game 1 and 2, you're getting all your combos to work out. Kusi's going to need to figure something out in order to slow this momentum down.
Ooh, only 11% off that parry punish. Not the best. But now stuck in a tough situation is Kusi, so let's see what Soulrifle's got here.
Oh, that feather going to be able to come out just in time to knock Soulrifle away and let Kusi live a little bit longer here, but how much longer is a little bit? We're going to find out right now.
Because he's still got that tether. Okay, there we go. I was like, there goes the tether. But the Shoryu again! Soulrifle looking very confident in what could be Kusi's last game in winners.
Yeah, I mean, there is no off switch on this aggression. This has just been flying right now with the way Soulrifle's been keeping up the pressure on Kusi, not giving them a single chance to breathe here.
Kusi now is in a little bit of an advantage state again, but that was a rough 50% there.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be taking so much percent before you've taken off your opponent's percent. And I mean, Kusi's got the amount of damage they need in order to get this kill. The problem is just keeping Soulrifle from moving around so much so you can find it. There we go.
Just a huge F smash there. 61% though, I mean, that's 1 or 2 interactions away from death here. Kusi has to be very careful about how he proceeds in this.
Yep, but
and by 1 or 2, I mean 1. Okay.
Man, I mean, even there, it's like, even though Soul Rifle wasn't hitting Kusi, you could just see the damage to that recovery being done with where Soul Rifle was positioning in the home. Because it makes you second guess where you need to recover against them, and you slowly eliminate your options on your own without Soul Rifle having to throw out a single attack.
We're in the middle of something right now, but I want to talk for a second about the cactar dash that Soul Rifle did on the left-hand side of the screen to bait a movement option from Kusi and be able to attack on so much extra percent. Kusi going to level this out here, now one stock apiece, but man, Soul Rifle is playing good.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, just those little movement options to bait out things from Kusi, whether it be an attack or getting Kusi to reposition themselves where Soul Rifle wants. It's just phenomenal.
Ooh.
Oh no, not going to be able to get that F strong to connect, and that gives Kusi an opening here to try and even things up.
Yeah, it's tough when you're missing the haymakers, man. It's you're putting yourself in a pretty rough situation. Just gonna wait too.
Yep.
Off back for stage.
Tries to land with the parry, expecting Soul Rifle to be aggressive right off the bat, but Soul Rifle has just been baiting out the options and is just going to make this a clean 3-0.
I love Shippy so much.
Just so much energy.
It takes a lot of gumption to pop off on a 3-0.